in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Trigger-happy Indian troops
in yet another fake encounter, martyred two more Kashmiri youth in Srinagar today. The youth were martyred in a typical operation in Rangrate area of the state. The killing triggered anti-India protesters. As the news about the killing spread, men, women and children came out of their houses and started raising anti-India and pro-freedom slogans. The protesters said that the youth were killed in custody. Occupation forces fired tear gas shells on the protesters to disperse them. The authorities suspended internet services in the area. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference spokesman, in a statement issued in Srinagar, called for imposition of economic sanctions on India for its criminal record, including extrajudicial killings in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. He urged the world community to address the long-pending Kashmir dispute to end bloodshed in the occupied territory. The APHC paid glowing tributes to the martyrs of Srinagar and Pulwama. Chairman Jammu and Kashmir Salvation Movement, Altaf Ahmed Butt, while strongly condemning the fresh killing of two youth in yet another staged encounter in Srinagar, termed the killing spree unleashed by Indian troops as systematic and planned genocide of educated and intellectual youth of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. That in the last month only, 20 people were killed, among them 8 were killed in custody. Other Hurriyat leaders and organizations also reacting sharply over yet another gruesome incident of killing of Kashmiri youth in cold blood said that India will never succeed in subjugating Kashmiris who are paying with their blood for the freedom of their motherland. Referring to the unbridled killings in fake encounters, a report released by the research section of the Kashmir Media Service today said that none of the 30 basic human rights enlisted in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights exist in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir due to presence of over 1 million trigger-happy Indian troops in the territory. The report pointed out that out of 95,925 Kashmiri victims of Indian state terrorism, 7,216 were martyred in custody since January 1989. Meanwhile, 3 policemen were killed and dozens others injured in an attack at a vehicle of 9th Battalion of Indian Reserve Police at Zuyan on Panthchok Kanumur Road in Srinagar this afternoon. The injured have been shifted to the hospital, where the condition of many is being reported to be critical. The area has been cordoned off and a massive search operation launched. Meanwhile, Indian Army Havaldar committed suicide by shooting himself inside his camp in Kupwara. It was the second suicide death in the past 48 hours after an Indian Army major took his life in Mahubal area of Ramban district yesterday, raising the toll among Indian troops and police personnel to 525 in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir since January 2007. On the other hand, a special police officer, along with his associate, deployed with a local BJP leader, decamped with weapons in Kupwara district. Wali Muhammad Adil, who was a prominent leader of Jamaat-e-Islami Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and father of Hurriyat leader Muhammad Musaddiq Adil, passed away in Sopo. 100 years old Wali Muhammad Adil spent several years in jail for his unwavering commitment to the Kashmir cause. His young son Khurshid Ahmed Adil was arrested by Indian troops in early 90s and was subjected to enforced disappearance in custody.